Hey, everybody, welcome to Friday with James. James.
Hey, hey, hey.
Yeah, there it is. You do the best Fat Albert impression. You do a better Fat Albert impression than anybody, even better than the original.
They used to call me Fat Albert when I was a kid, so that's kind of why I... Hey, hey, hey.
Oh, you're really good at it. That's so funny. I'm not going to go down any of the rest of that, but that's a very good... You do a lot of good impressions, though. One of these days... I got a good
Fat Albert shirt that I like wearing.
What? What's that?
I have a good Fat Albert shirt that it is the Fat Albert shirt.
Is it really? You know what? I want to ask you to do, because a lot of people, most people don't know this about you. You do really good impressions. So what I would really like to do with you on one of these shows is you get like you kind of fuzz out your face, and I interview you as if you're somebody else, and you say just really off the wall things, and then you do another voice, and then I interview as if you're another person. That would be a lot of fun. That's how they used to do.
Mr. Thomas, I am so honored that you would consider me to do a show with you. You know what?
It would be so much fun. We could go. We should do that.
Get out of my store.
So, but. All right, you're going to get me going, and I'm not going to be able to think of anything I want to talk about. So, are you ready for this first story?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Were you not going to say anything that you were going to say, or are we just going to leave? We're going to leave that.
No, we're just going to move on.
Okay.
That's going to move on from what I was going to talk about. So
you guys missed out. He was going to say something really cool.
All right. Do you want me to say it? All right. Here's the story. Lots of times, okay, I do interviews as James does with various people. I have a lot of different guests. I enjoy my guests. In fact, let me straighten out a few things. If I have a guest on, for example, that has taken the shot, it doesn't mean I've taken it. And in fact, I have no intention I won't take it. I don't want that thing at all. I don't want anything to do with it, all right? So let's understand, just because we have a guest that goes a particular direction doesn't mean we are going that same direction.
I ain't one of those guests either.
No, you're not. I can tell you right now, James, Don, myself, no, we're not interested. We're not going there.
No way.
You know who else? Vin Dog. Now I got to say this about Vin Dog. Okay, he was on.
Why are you bringing Vin Dog? This is our show, bro.
You're going to appreciate this because you like Vin Dog. He's a good guy. So this is what happened. I didn't know this. I had a program with him on Monday, which you watched, and and it turns out there's another Vin Dog out there. And
really?
Yes, there is.
Wait, I didn't know. Did he talk about that in the show? Because I didn't catch it.
No, he didn't. It turns out because after I did the show with him, I got some emails saying, how could you interview somebody like that? He's an evil person. He's this rapper. So I got some links. I go, this is not the same Vin Dog. And I'm going, they spell it the same way, except Vin Dog that we know is one word, and this other Vin Dog had a space between Vin and Dog. I'm looking going, it's not the same Vin Dog. There are two. One of them is a rapper that kind of gets into the satanic stuff, and the other one is our colleague and friend. So just be, all I'm asking, as James and I, just think about things as you go through stuff, whether it's just with us or with our guests. Put on your thinking cap, and it'll help out a lot, because there's a lot of false accusations and things that are flying that are just that you can be careful of. So, okay, ready?
I got a serious. No, yeah, but I got a serious question before we move on. It's a very, very important question. Who's your favorite guy to do a show with?
Oh, you. That's easy.
Okay. He didn't even hesitate. I like that. That's good. There was not even a hesitation.
Yeah,
you're not lying to me.
No, I do more with you than anybody else. Okay, that's true, because I asked you to come and do stuff with me. We just did that. We were out in Murrieta a week and a half ago.
Oh, yeah.
We did the program up there because I wanted you to be there.
Do you know the story of what happened on my way back from Murrieta?
No, what happened?
I know. Dude, I never even told you this.
No.
Okay, so God literally saved my life. I just want you to understand this.
I want to hear what happened.
I'm going home. I'm in the fast track lane. I call my dad hands-free so that I can pray with my little brother because it's getting late. I have to go to my dad's house to take a shower because right now the shower in my house ain't working. Haven't been working for a little while. So as I'm talking to my dad, I go through that area of the fast track that's dark as could be, right? There are no lights, nothing. I don't know if it's construction. I don't know what's going on, but it's like right near that area, Brea, where it's just really, really dark. And I'm going 80 miles an hour. Okay. I'm going fast. All right. Then it literally appears 30 feet away from me, a king size mattress.
Oh my. Oh, that's not
Bro,
good.
I can't swerve. If I swerve, I'm dead.
That's not
right?
good.
It's in both lanes. So I basically realize, crap, I have to run over it. There's just no option. And I have to run over it at 80 miles an hour. So I'm thinking my dad is going to watch me die. Like I'm dead. I don't have it. There's no way I survive this. There's no chance. So I hold on, run it over, get massive air. I kid you not. I am not kidding you. And it's almost like the Lord caught it in midair and just put it down in place. Nothing happened except a little front end damage.
That is crazy.
Bro, I should have been dead.
No kidding. A mattress, a king-size mattress on the freeway, that's not good. Young men who are with me, pay attention because that's just bad. I hit something not as bad as a mattress coming home from Disneyland one night, totally pitch black. We were in the fast lane, and same thing. It's about 30, 50 feet before all of a sudden you see it. It was a lounge chair. It was patio lounge chair, and I hit it. The thing just, and there are about 10 different cars that ended up hitting it, pulled over, ruined the front end of the car. But when you're going and you can't see stuff, it's what do you do? You're at the mercy of whatever God decides at that point. But a mattress would be pretty devastating.
I should have died.
Yeah,
I honestly should have died. I shouldn't have survived that. I should have flipped and rolled. And I don't know. It seems as though the catastrophic things happen anytime I come back from any 412 organization.
Anything you do with me. Let's see how this goes. Okay, ready? Mexican cartel. This is out of Zero Hedge. Mexican cartel seen firing machine guns into the United States above National Guard recon post. Wow.
Holy smoke, dude.
It was captured, it was Fox News Bill Meligine, I'm not sure how to pronounce his name, captured the gunfire on camera from Roma, Texas, and said guardsmen stationed at an observation post on the border had bullets zipping over their heads. Guardsmen he was with were stunned. Okay, I see, it's not written real well. The guardsmen that he was with were stunned by the rare gunfire into the U.S. Mexican cartels were seen firing automatic weapons. It was a post by the Real Dawn Star, not sure who that is. Talks more about the guardsmen and so forth. The Texas Department of Safety said that there had been several instances of cartel members brandishing weapons this week and so forth. So I'm looking at that. There's a report that I read on Monday of this week. It said something about a warning of all the people coming up from Mexico that are going to be connected with the cartel with an intent to do battle. And it was going to be a lot of people. And at the same time, I saw another article that said it's expected that in October, there's going to be 400,000 illegal immigrants coming into the United States from Mexico, from the Mexican border, whether they're Afghan or Haiti or whatever, I don't know. 400,000. 1 month.
Ugh.
Does that feel good?
And flashbang is out of control. Oh yeah, sorry. It's like one of those little mosquito bites on my head.
Oh, that's a bummer.
The enemy's trying to distract me, so I'm just basically really hard, just kind of getting out of there. But thanks for bringing me that. I appreciate that. That's very nice of you.
All our viewers go, this is wonderful. James runs over a mattress. He gets out one of those head scratcher things. So, I mean, you look at this, though, with what's going on our southern border. Now you find out this. You go, man, there's trouble.
Listen, this is indicative of a very satanic ploy that is being continually propagated in our nation, right? the way you weaken a nation, the way you attack a nation is you first go for the church. You attack the church, right? Once you attack the church, you gain ground for whatever stipulated moral authority you create that comes from the prominence of whatever your ideals are that are not founded in the scriptures, right? We've been talking about this. Their pursuit of utopia comes from the idea of synthesis. In other words, the abandonment of absolute truth. It's kind of ironic that the way that they come to those conclusions is absolute in nature, but it's completely absurd that they feel this way. So the problem is once you attack the church loses its standing, and thus the ability to create a new type of moral authority gets implemented, right? The church has always been all about helping people from other countries and doing that kind of a thing. But we've also been people who have encouraged protecting and watching over our borders. We see it in the Old Testament. My goodness, we see examples of it in the New Testament, believe it or not. We see examples of how that type of mechanism should be deployed and how it works, and yet we don't listen. And so you've got old Flashbang going out, the Biden regime. He's going out doing the kind of foolishness that he does. I don't think that he is doing it without help. He's doing it with a lot of help, because you cannot mess up a country as bad as things are getting messed up right now unless you are making a very sophisticated, calculated, a very nefarious action that is continuing to spread itself across in complete destruction. Now, the reality of what we're facing right now with respect to these 400,000 comes from one place and one place only. All of the citizens of the United States of America are becoming very weary of the policies of the hard left and the cabal that controls them. They are becoming weary of the mindset of the globalists. They are becoming weary of the powerful businessmen that continue to evade any kind of accountability or authority. They are getting sick. The Democrats know it, the hard left knows it, and they know that they are running out of votes. So they are trying to create a new citizenry that comes from ignorant and desperate people that have become desperate as a result of their own nefarious, wicked, and illegal action. So if we can't get regular American citizens to vote for us, what we're going to do is we are going to bring in these 400,000 a month, illegal aliens, and I'm going to call them what they are. They're not immigrants. They're illegal aliens. They are foreigners coming into this country illegally, and they are going to grant them some kind of not only immunity from criminal action, because that's what they are doing. They are creating very strict and very tyrannical impositions upon us, but none of those strict and tyrannical impositions exist with them. If you want to talk about it, the mandates don't exist with them. Right now, they're looking at if you get fired. Think about this. If you get fired as an American citizen from your place of employment, they are seeking to keep you from being able to get unemployment benefits because of the decision that you have made medically. Yet, if you're an illegal alien that comes into this country, not only will you not be tested, not only will they not do any of those things, but they are also not going to make you do anything to be able to receive the amount of money that they want to give you, as Newsom would say, in reparations. What are they doing? They are doing everything they can to create a new class of voters. They don't care about citizenry. They're looking for a new class of voters because they want to maintain permanent and perpetual power to be able to do what they're doing. And they're all moving in the direction of globalism, which is why the world's most powerful individuals who are globalists continue to fund those efforts. If you don't think the problem that's going on in Mexico right now and the Mexican border, has anything to do with Soros and his funding, think this through for a second. Where did the shirts come from? Where did the Biden shirts come from when they crossed the border? When you saw that? Where was it when you saw all of the flags of the Democratic National Committee that they created? When these people walking across the border, they had all of that stuff. Where did they get it? I'll tell you where they got it. They got it from the coyotes that were actually paid by people like Soros to bring them across the border and to do the kind of evil things that they continue to do. And forgive me for saying it, but that is demonic. It is completely demonic. So what you're saying is, oh, they're not 400,000 illegal aliens. They are 400,000 potential voters for the Democratic Party. And if that wasn't the truth, and if they really were just very pro-immigration and they really wanted to bring people in and not be discriminatory, then why did the White House tell all the Cubans to get lost? Why did the White House tell the Cubans, hey, if you come on water, if you come on the ocean, we're going to push you back. We don't care how desperate you are. We're going to stick you back on a boat. Why do you think they were doing it with many of the Haitians? The reason why they are as strong as they are with the Cubans is because there's not a single Cuban that would come from Cuba that would not vote Republican. Because they are fearful of going to the same country in which they fled.
Yep. They're leaving that stuff. There's no way they're going to vote for that stuff. You're spot on that.
So this is all it is.
Yeah.
This is them creating a new voter class.
Well, they've got, not only that, then you start mixing in this. So you have 400,000 in October alone is what they're estimating. Out of that, you also have, none of them are tested for certain things. So they are flown, even as Monkey has pointed out, they're flown all over the country, which we know. We read the reports. Taken to various places, transported by various methods, all over the United States of America. Where are they going to be planted? In the cities and the places that they want to transform. And mixed in this also are, they already know, are going to be some terrorists. They know people are coming in from various countries that are terrorists. They know that.
100%. They want that.
How many?
Listen,
how many?
It's better to have terrorists do that than Antifa.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of where they're coming from. It's crazy. Like, why hasn't anybody spoken up? Why is it that virtually everybody on every side of this says Antifa is bad? Antifa does destruction. Yet when you go and you type Antifa.com, you still go to the White House.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not joking.
Yeah.
If you think, you want me to show this to you?
No.
Let me show you how this works. I can put it up for you. It's absolutely insane. Let me take you over there really quickly. I'll just show you. I'm just going to do it.
I just did.
So you guys can actually see. Oh, you did it? You
did
showed them right now?
Yeah, I showed myself. I can't show anybody.
Antifa,
you show everybody.
I'll just try it right
Type
now. Antifa.com. Let me hit enter. Ready? Here we go. Where do you go? Welcome to the White House. See that?
That's exactly where it takes
you. That's insane. That's
been there for a
absolutely
while.
insane.
Hey, look.
So these illegal aliens are doing a much better job for them than Antifa ever would. Bring in the terrorists. Let them do the destroying that they need. Listen, we need heroes to come into play. Why wouldn't they do something like that?
Man.
It's satanic.
This website, it is the White House. It takes you, Antifa.com takes you to whitehouse.gov. And
Directly to the White House.
You can see all of the plans they actually have against us when you go there.
Directly there.
Yeah.
Directly.
So check this out. So you look at this, we got the border stuff going on. I can't even call it a crisis anymore. This thing is all of this stuff is manipulated. So Seattle Police Department may lose 40% of officers over the mandates. So we are watching firefighters, teachers, police. You talked on Tuesday about the Long Beach ports, Kaiser people striking, Kaiser health facilities. As you start looking at this, 40% of the police force in Seattle. What do you think that's going to cause?
Oh, bro, come on.
I mean, Seattle's where Antifa kind of hangs out, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Come on, bro. Are we even surprised with this? This is all the Overton window. They've been doing this to get people used to the idea of all of this happening. You know, when in reality, the bottom line is, what used to be acceptable a long time ago or unacceptable a long time ago is now completely acceptable because of what these fools have done. That's the reality of what we're facing. It is purely demonic. That's exactly what it is. It's completely demonic.
Totally. Now I'm going to take it a whole nother direction, but kind of along the same ways.
You want to raise my blood pressure, bro? Is that what you want to do?
No, because you're well aware of these things, so this won't do that. Ready?
Yes.
So we all know, everybody knows about this already. Southwest Airlines cancels, I think it was a couple thousand flights, right?
Easily.
Because pilots and other workers on Southwest Airlines say, we're not going to be playing this game of forcing us to take the shot. Okay, now, let me go from there. Texas Governor Greg Abbott issues executive order banning the mandates by any entity, okay? Did you hear about that one? Mm-hmm. Okay. So he says, nope, not going to happen in Texas. We're not going to put up with it. Well, guess what? Southwest back responding here. Now, understand Southwest, I think it was Saturday they had the big walkout or whatever day it was, right? Thousands of people, thousands upon thousands left stranded. The governor of Texas says, we're not going to allow this to even happen in Texas. Southwest, who just has this major walkout, says this from Zero Hedge: Southwest to comply with Biden vaccine order, ignore Texas ban. So you're looking at this going, you just had all these pilots say not going to happen. Texas governor says not going to be enforced here. And then Southwest Airlines comes back and says, guess what, Texas? We don't care what you say, and we don't care what our pilots say. We're going to ignore all of this anyways, and we're going to do whatever Biden has mandated. By the way, this thing isn't even law, this whole thing.
No, it's not.
It's not even law.
It's not. And my thing about that is I think that all of these governors that have any kind of guts inside of them need to stand up and start doing the same type of things.
Yeah.
Did you know, here, let me throw this out at you. Did you know that the XL oil pipeline can still be rebuilt whether or not Flashbang has decided to sign any kind of an executive order? Do you know that he could be defied out the mother-loving rear if these governors actually had some guts and actually signed into law or actually put by executive order, started building the XL oil pipeline themselves? Get North Dakota, South Dakota involved. Get some of these other people that are directly affected by the XL oil pipeline. And have those governors say, to heck with you, Joe Biden. What we're going to end up doing is we're going to build this anyway. See, people don't get that. That's the importance of having a good governor in place, because a good governor can make all the change in the world. If you don't believe me, those of you that live in LA County that are you're being told to put a mask on anything that has a hole, whether it be your rear end or your mouth. They tell you to do all of that. They tell you, oh, put a mask even on your ears, right? You go to Orange County, you don't put on a mask for anything. You can walk into a grocery store and buy something, not put on a mask. They won't look at you like a crazy demon. You can do virtually all the things that they don't tell you they tell you that you have to do. You don't have to do any of that. And here's the reason why: because they defy them, right? Governor Newsom, I'm going to tell you this right now. That piece of work just basically said that the Orange County Fairgrounds can't have a gun show, right? Well, the Orange County Fairgrounds and the county of Orange can easily defy that.
Yeah.
Go ahead and defy it. You can have it anyway. It's not a big deal.
Yeah. I mean,
that's under federal jurisdiction anyway.
This whole thing's nuts. You're in the LA County system, aren't you?
Yeah, Calvary Chapel Signal Hill is in LA County. That's right. Absolutely.
And we have a couple of other friends that are in LA County. You know what? I don't want to go to LA anymore. I don't want anything to do with Los Angeles.
Listen.
We have a friend that's invited us to go out to dinner there. Well, for one thing, we can't go because we didn't get the, boop.
Yeah.
But I mean, I responded to him. I said, why would I even want to go there? I said, come to where I live. I said, we don't have this nonsense happening here. Why is it that these things stop at, I don't know. We'll get ourselves in trouble. But
I mean, the bottom line is this, is that it takes people who are willing to stand up and to say, forget you and forget this nonsense. And we need to have pastors everywhere that are willing to be bold instead of being the cowardly people that they are and continuing to keep their churches closed. Yet they find their weird boldness when they want to stand up and put a Black Lives Matter square on their social media and cry for George Floyd and all the other nonsense that they continue to do. Yet they're not crying for the people that have suicidal ideation because they've been isolated. They're not crying for the people whose lives and livelihoods are being threatened. They're not fighting for the people that are suffering right now because they're choosing to take a stand because they think what's important. Listen, I personally have signed 1,500 letters with my name on it, my hands, my signature, maybe even more than that, to get people to understand that this is a deeply held religious view of the person that is handing you this letter, and I, as their pastor, am willing to fight for them and support them. Why aren't pastors rising up and doing that? I'll tell you why. Because they're cowards. They had no problem taking the money from their fellowship and paying their own salaries and doing all that stuff when things are good, and they still don't have a problem doing that when they're putting up all their live streams and talking about social justice and all this nonsense, and they still have no problem when they're taking money from the United States government in doing so. One church in the South Bay area, almost $700,000, and opens up their church as a vaccine center, yet while people are dying of suicidal ideation, when people are struggling, when people are suffering, when people don't know what to do because they're making life-changing decisions, literally throwing away 25-year careers just short of their retirement because they want to take a stand and they don't want to be able to have to be forced into making a decision concerning their body. And these cowards stand by. Quit the ministry. You don't belong. Leave. Quit the ministry. And if you are somebody that goes to one of those churches, leave their churches. They're being used by the state.
Yeah. You know,
all right, sorry. Did I overreact?
I think you should tell people how you really feel. So in all seriousness,
Mark Levin right now, bro.
In all seriousness, you look at this, and you're spot on. So look at all these people, like the Southwest pilots, just for example.
Great example.
These other employees that are gathering together, saying, "No, we're not going along with it." What on earth? They're looking for someone to stand with them. Shouldn't the churches be standing with them? What kind of a message does that send when these people are saying, no, we're not going to do this. This isn't right. We're willing to sacrifice our jobs and our livelihood. But these pastors over here, sorry, we're going to close. Good luck. You're on your own. Jesus loves you. Be warmed and filled, brother. What kind of nonsense is that? When
They're not pastors. They're cowards.
Pastors won't even lead the charge. They should be leading this.
They're cowards.
You look at this and go, this is terrible. At a time when people and families need to be strengthened more than ever to stand up for what is right, stand up for what is truth, and to be able to press forward, and instead, pastors are just giving in. People who are not willing to go along with this nonsense that's being forced upon them need spiritual strength. They need to know
100%.
that they have the support of God and His church. And they're not getting it. I've been getting it from some of us, but very few. And then back to Texas and Governor Abbott. I mean, imagine if half the governors in the United States of America would do what Abbott has done. You know what? This whole charade would come to an end. You know that? The whole charade would come to an end.
I thank God for what Abbott is doing. I think he's doing it out of fear of getting voted out of office. But nonetheless, thank God he's doing it anyway, right? And maybe we ought to motivate our governors by fear of being moved out of office. That's why the people of California are insane, because how in the world did we not overwhelmingly vote this clown out of office?
I'll tell you why, because most of the people who would have voted him out moved to Texas.
I know. It's ridiculous.
That's why.
It's so ridiculous.
Okay, check this out.
Those people cut and ran. That's why.
Brazil's Bolsonaro unchained. If you accept this particular passport, it will lead to population control. So this president of Brazil is saying, no, he's becoming like a Governor Abbott. He's saying, no, we're not going to do this here. And you have certain nations that are saying, no, we're not going to do this here, that are pushing back. So we're watching this. But I mean, the pressure against these guys, but he actually says, this is going to lead to population control. This is the direction all of this is going, which I would wholeheartedly agree with. That is the direction this is going. And I know what their plans are because they tell us what their plans are. The Klaus Schwabs and the Bill Gateses of the world. They tell us what they want to do. The George Soroses of the world. They tell us exactly what they want to do. Then here's this.
100%.
I think I can say this. Let me know if I can say this, because I'm going to say it. This has been revealed. Ready? Pfizer lobbying hits decade high as dozens of high-profile political appointees become big pharma reps. You know what that is? That's a follow the money trail.
Yeah, a complete follow the money
Think
trail.
I'm going to get censored for talking about that?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, that's what this is. So what they're saying is this article reveals these political representatives that are on the payroll, in a sense, for Big Pharma. So you wonder
Are
why
we surprised?
they're making money off of this. These political reps are.
surprised?
So what are you doing?
Of course they are.
Let's just put it into an understanding like this. Let's say you have an investment, and your investment is in, just pick whatever product it is. It's in hamburgers or something. Let's just say hamburgers. Your investment is in hamburgers. What are you going to do? You want your hamburger investment to make money. So you're going to promote people to eat hamburgers because it's going to make you money, right? And
Tom,
sister,
Tom,
yeah,
this is the same thing as Garland, the Attorney General of the United States of America.
Tell everybody about that. I don't think you talked about that
Telling the
here
FBI,
yet.
literally telling the FBI to go and investigate parents who are standing up for their children.
Yeah.
Pay attention, pastors.
Yeah.
Parents that are standing up for their children, fighting for the lives of their children. He wants the FBI to investigate them as domestic terrorists, right?
Yeah.
As Timothy McVeigh's. That's
Yeah.
how he wants them investigated. And yet, lo and behold, Mayor Garland's, his daughter is married to the man who owns the largest curriculum company that provides information on critical race theory to all these schools.
Yep.
He's protecting his family money.
Yep, that's exactly what he's doing. I'm going to protect my daughter and the money. So what does he do? He's going to label every mom and dad that care about their children as a domestic terrorist. That's
right.
Unbelievable wickedness. You want to know what's more wicked than that, James? You want to know what's worse than that?
Listen, tell me.
I'll tell you. Pastors who refuse to stand up for the children and the moms and dads.
Don't get me started,
is even
Don't
worse.
Don't get me started.
How could you just go along with these
evil.
plans? How could you not be involved with the fight?
Yep,
How could you not
100%.
say, wait a minute, what are they doing? And then we have pastors, you just got to go along with it. You just got to, everybody do good. Listen, they really have the best intention. And I saw the one lady, she was at a microphone and she was pointing her finger and yelling at that person on the school board. What an evil person. I mean, this is just
What
unbelievable.
a bad testimony. I'm the senior pastor of Calvary Chapel, Costa Mesa, and I'm here to tell you that you need to give up all of your rights. Just give them all up. Why not? It's what we should do because we need to be a good witness. We've been such a bad witness as Christians. A bad witness, maybe like a bad witness about crying over George Floyd because he spread gospel goodness to everybody. Yeah, spread gospel goodness when he took a gun, break yourself to a pregnant woman and basically said, get down. Really? Come on, give me a break, bro. I don't mean to shed any kind of dismay on any of this stuff, but the reality of it is stop being cowards. Start telling the truth. Stop the lies. Stop the lies. These guys are liars. They're not even telling the truth. I don't care. We are not in a position anymore where you can be a pastor and be neutral. Those days are gone. They're long gone. You're either standing for the truth or you're not.
Yep.
It's that simple.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. But it just boggles my mind. How could you just who owns your children? God owns our children, and he gives us the incredible opportunity in our lifetime to oversee them and care for them and love them and raise them up in his ways. Instead, we willingly say, no, we want the U.S. government to be daddy and mommy. And we want them to destroy our children, teach them these evil sex educational things amongst everything else they're trying to teach them. I mean, people got to answer to the Lord for not standing up for their own children.
Bro, if you are somebody like Broderson's son who gets up in front of everybody and says, if a rapist comes to my house and ends up killing my wife and killing my children, then so be it. We're all going to be in heaven together, but I won't use a weapon to defend myself or anything like that.
God.
If you have that kind of mentality, if you think that way and you brush it off as being hyper masculinity, which I don't even know what lentity is. Anyway, that's what he says. He chooses to overpronounce it, a hyper masculinity. That's what he calls it. Do you expect him to be able to teach parents to stand up for their children?
Yeah.
No way. If a man will let his wife get raped and killed, if you'll let his children get raped and killed, do you think for a second he's going to teach the church to stand up for righteousness?
Yeah.
No way, bro.
This is awful. This is awful.
No way.
James, this is awful. You look like you have something else, one more thing you want to share. We're out of time. Do you have something you want to share as we wrap up?
Well, I'm looking for the video, but I can't find it right now because I think it would have blown your mind because I don't think you've even seen it before.
Yeah.
But it's not one of these things. I'll have to look for it later. I'll find it and I'll share it with you later.
I have not seen it. I'm just going to read these. We didn't have time to get to them, but this is from the Telegraph. Gas crisis is war between Russia and Europe, says Energy Insider. Folks, supply chains, energy crises, gas, oil, electricity, these things are coming. Pay attention. Check this out. 6.9 earthquake strikes
Can I
off.
stop you? Can
Yes.
I stop you before you read the earthquake thing?
Yeah.
Why in the world do you think Russia is working so hard to be the big player in the Middle East? Russia lost its battle with China with respect to all of that. Russia knows better than to mess with Afghanistan because they learned their lesson from prior. They want oil. They want energy.
They need
and
energy.
They're very good at it.
They need energy. And
Yep.
Ezekiel 38 even lets us know, listen, and the United States has surrendered all of that. So now, what do they have? They pretty much control Europe when it comes to the gas situation.
Listen to this, bro. He's going to go all over the Middle East thinking that he's got the oil reserves that he needs, only to find out where the real oil is in Israel.
Yeah.
They're discovering it.
And gas,
And what's
which
gonna happen?
Israel has already
Right.
revealed. They got the gas too. And
Yeah, and what's gonna
Turkey's been desperately trying to get a hold of it, and they can't. They can't do it.
Erdogan's trying to poke holes in the Mediterranean thinking
Yeah.
we're already energy independent. Liar.
No, they're not. And they know it. And Israel's got the goods. That's where all this is going. Listen, I was going to read some earthquake reports. I'm not going
Sorry.
to.
Yeah, I'm sorry, bro.
Actually, we could go on and on about these things. So I mean, there's so much more to talk about. But we'll be here another week if we're not raptured. We'll be able to talk about these other things then. Okay. So closing words for everybody watching.
You know, it's really simple. As I said before, oftentimes the things that we talk about sound like they're doom and gloom, but listen, we're living in the most exciting time we've ever lived. I can say this seriously. Look, I'm tired physically. I'm exhausted. I've never experienced more spiritual warfare than I have in the last year and a half, almost 2 years. Things have been insane in my life, completely insane. And yet I can tell you with a great smile on my face and happiness in my heart that I'm living in the greatest time of my life. There has never been a greater time to serve the Lord. There's never been a greater time than to be a Christian. There's never been a greater time than to live for God. The joy that I have in my heart is amazing because I know we're getting near to that time where Christ is going to come for his church. We're going to be taken up and we have nothing but hope. We have nothing but hope. We are so excited. We need to keep fighting the good fight. That's what makes fighting the good fight so much fun. I'm not worried about what people think. I'm only worried about what God thinks. I could care less about any of that stuff. Why? Because I know that God is watching me. I'm performing for an audience of one. And I love doing what he wants me to do because God uses it in a great way. And especially in a time like this, things can't get better.
Amen. Performing for an audience of one. I love it. Amen. Thank you very much for joining me today, James. And thank you for all of you who are watching this. We really appreciate it if you like and share our programs. It helps out immensely for us to be able to get the word out there. It also gives us some favor out there with YouTube to be able to get the messages out there. And God bless you all. I look forward to next time. I prefer to be raptured before next time, but if we're not, we'll be here. See ya.